Hi there. So the purpose or the intention of this video is to teach you how to use tapping, or what's traditionally called EFT, in order to help you deal with an anxiety, stress, or worry that you have and take the charge out of it so that you can realize that you can handle whatever might occur in your life. We know that we get a lot of stress, worry, rumination, anxiety about things we're afraid might happen, and then there's an enormous amount of energetic charge about that in our bodies. So what we want to do is actually move that energy, and we're going to reprogram in the understanding and the belief, the truism, that you can handle whatever might occur in your life. And therefore, you no longer need to fear it or be thinking about it constantly. And so all of the basic tapping points were already taught on the basic video, so I'm not going to go over those. We're actually just going to jump right in together, okay? So the first thing that I'd like you to do is to think of something that you're really afraid of, something that causes you stress, worry, and anxiety. And maybe that's a worry that you have about one of your children, or about your partner, or you're afraid your partner might cheat on you, you're afraid your child might get sick or not succeed in life, or you're afraid that something might happen with your money, or that you aren't going to have enough money, or that you could get sick, or that something might happen at work with you. Whatever it is that you get freaked out about and very anxious about, that's what I want you to bring to mind. And you're going to notice that one of the things that I do frequently in the Soul Cure for Anxiety is we go towards the fear in order to take the charge away from it. We stop running away from it, because that's not helping. That means that we're just constantly feeling chased by it. So we go right towards it, and then we find out once we get there that once we take the charge out of it, it just doesn't have the same power that it used to. And that's a really incredible, important philosophy that we have to always be aware of, is that we have to face the stuff that we're afraid of, and then we usually see it disintegrate in front of us, especially if we use the right tools to do so. So think of the thing, or, for right now, just one thing that makes you feel very anxious, very worried, the thing that could keep you up at night, the thing that can make you feel really stressed or out of control. And once you think of that, I'd like you to notice where you feel that in your body. And what do you feel in your body when you bring this to mind? And now that you have that, I'd like you to measure this fear, this anxiety, this worry on a scale of 1 to 10. 10's the highest, 1's the lowest. And also try to notice, you might not be able to do this right now, but if you can, it's great. Try to notice, what are the associated thoughts you have about it? Like, if it turns out I'm single forever, I can't handle that, I'll be a lonely person. Or if something happened to my child, I wouldn't be able to handle that, I'd go crazy. I go insane out of grief. So we always want to know what the thoughts are that are mingling around there in our minds that are causing us to feel so afraid of this. And if you can't identify those right now, that's no problem. But if you can, that's great. So let's go ahead and begin. Remember, we start with the karate chop. And say, even though, just repeat whatever I say, tap wherever I tap. Even though I am really afraid of this, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm really afraid of this happening, I completely love and accept myself. And even though I don't really believe for a millisecond that tapping like this on my body will change that fear, I completely love and accept myself. This fear, this intense fear of this happening, when I imagine it, it gets worse. It could send me into an anxiety attack, or it can make me so stressed, so angry, so frustrated. I am so afraid of this happening. I feel like I have to kind of control life to try to prevent this from happening. I'll almost do whatever it takes to prevent this from happening. I get very tense thinking about this happening. I really wind myself up. My body gets tense. My mind gets frazzled. I get so worried about this happening. I hope this never happens. I hope this doesn't happen. And then I get worried that I'm thinking about it all the time, and that I'm going to make it happen. I really hope it doesn't happen. My body gets so anxious when I think about this. I will do anything to prevent this. But all of the controlling I'm doing is not really working because I still feel anxious anyway. And I don't know if I really have the power to be able to create this or not create it. Now take a nice deep breath. Great long exhale. Just like you to notice what came up for you when we were doing that. What are the thoughts or the feelings that came up? And I'd also like you to notice how you feel in your body right now. Any shifts, any changes. Sometimes people feel tingling. Sometimes that's just the movement of energy that they can feel. Sometimes there's nothing. Sometimes your anxiety's gotten worse. And that's the next thing I want you to measure. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10's the highest, 1's the lowest. How high is that anxiety now? Has it gone up? Has it gone down? Is it the same? Just go ahead and ask yourself and just notice whatever number comes is fine. 10's the highest, 1's the lowest. Okay, let's jump back in together. Let's keep going. Even though I imagine this thing happening and it really freaks me out, I completely love and accept myself. And even though I know that it's not helping me, and sometimes I know it's an irrational fear or it's not something that thinking about it is helping at all, worrying is not helping me, I completely love and accept myself. And even though I do think life would be better if I wasn't afraid of this and that I could be more easygoing, I completely love and accept myself. This fear, this worry, this concern, this irrational concern sometimes, this fear and this worry, I'm so afraid of this thing happening. I know I can't necessarily control it. I do think my energy makes a difference, though. I do think it influences things. I guess I'd like to be sending positive energy to this area of my life. I don't want to be sending negative energy to this area of my life. The truth is that even if the worst case scenario happened, and it might drive me crazy, I might go crazy. I could go crazy, but it's not likely. The truth is, even though if this horrible thing happened, I would be so upset. I would be so upset. I could probably survive it. I could probably still be okay, even if it happened. I could probably survive. I could probably still breathe, maybe get up every day. I could probably get through it. I could probably handle it. I wouldn't want to. I don't want to. I don't want this thing in my life. But if it did occur, yeah, I could probably handle it. How would I handle it? Well, when I think about it, I realize there are some things I would do. There are some things I would do. I'd just get up, put one foot in front of the other. I'd figure it out. That's what I always do. When good or bad things happen, I figure it out. I put one foot in front of the other. I'm pretty strong. I'm pretty capable. I'm pretty able. I can handle it. Sometimes I don't trust myself that I can handle everything. Usually I see that I can. Take a nice deep breath in. Take a great long exhale out. Good. So I want you to do the same thing you did before with me. I'd like you to just check in and notice what are the thoughts and the feelings that you were having when we were doing that. And now I'd also like you to just notice what you feel in your body. Movement of energy, numbness, coolness, less heaviness on the chest. Tummy might feel better or different. And measure your anxiety on a scale of 1 to 10. 10's the highest, 1's the lowest. Where are you at now with that? 10's the highest, 1's the lowest. Where are you at now? Did you drop it all? Go up? Stay the same? it's likely that it dropped a little bit. Maybe not a lot. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it's really stuck energy, and that's okay too. We don't judge the process. We just keep letting it happen. Okay, let's jump back in together, okay? Even though this does feel strange, it is kind of a weird process. It might work. I'm open. I completely love and accept myself. Even though I get so desperate to change my anxiety, sometimes I'd probably try anything. I completely love and accept myself. And even though I really hope this works, because I am so tired of feeling anxiety, I completely love and accept myself. This anxiety, this fear, sometimes it's fear that I don't trust myself. It's fear that I won't be able to trust myself to get through a difficult situation without really crashing. I get afraid that I'm going to get really anxious or really depressed. I get anxious because I fear getting anxious. I get anxious because I fear getting depressed. I get anxious because I fear not being able to control things. I can trust myself. I'm pretty good at getting through things. I've gotten through a lot of stuff in my life. Just like other people, I've had my challenges. Even if the worst case scenario happened, I bet I could get through it. It's true. I could. I can get through it. I have a lot of skills, and the areas that I don't have skills, I've been learning a lot more about how to manage, how to get through. I can trust myself. I can get through it. Sometimes I bet I could even prevail. I could even thrive. I could find a way to take horrible events and turn it into something great. If not great, at least something I learned from. I'm very resilient. Even when I don't give myself credit for being resilient, I am resilient. I am capable. I am resilient. I am capable. And I can handle what comes my way. 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 And whatever comes my way, I'm going to juice for all of the growth that's in it. I'll find a way to make meaning out of it or use it to my favor. I can handle things that come my way. I can trust myself in that way. I really can. Take a nice deep breath. A great long exhale. Let's do the same. Check in with how you're thinking and you're feeling. Check in with what's happening in your body. And now, measure. Scale of 1 to 10, 10's the highest, 1's the lowest. Where is this fear of this thing happening now? Is it still high? Has it dropped down? What number did it drop to? The goal is to get down to like a 1 or a 0. We really want to be at that place for any kind of anxiety. So I'd like you to think right now about this thing happening. Remember, right at the beginning, we thought about if this thing happened, what would it be like? I want you to dive right in to that worst case scenario. And how high is your anxiety, your response to it right now? If you're down at a 1 or 0, you can stop. If you're not, if you're still higher up, you want to jump back in and keep doing this video. You started at the beginning and you do it again. We don't settle until we get down to a 1 or a 0. We don't want to settle for anything less because you deserve to be down at a 1 or 0. When you're down there, you've really cleared it out. You've moved it. Knowing that if it comes up in another way in the future, you do a video like this and you bring it down again, or you do EFT on your own or tapping on your own without my video because you've learned it at that point. You could do it wherever and whenever you are. You deserve to be down at a 1 or 0 on every issue. I look forward to some of the other videos with you. We're going to be working on many different types of fear with the different videos. So let's keep learning together.